Have you noticed how quickly scams seem to be multiplying these days? Especially when it comes to older adults. It feels like every time we get used to a new convenience, criminals find a way to twist it into a trap. Technology has made life easier in many ways, but it has also created new opportunities for those who prey on seniors at their most vulnerable moments. What once felt safe and trustworthy can suddenly become a dangerous snare. Catching good-hearted people off guard? That is why being informed is not just helpful, it is essential. Staying alert protects more than your savings. It protects your independence, your dignity, and your peace of mind. In today's video, I will uncover 5 scams that are spreading at an alarming pace among seniors. On the surface, each one looks harmless or even helpful. But beneath that appearance lies a well-crafted scheme designed to take advantage of your trust. We will explore scams ranging from fake voices on the phone to online tricks that look almost professional. These scams are more advanced than ever before, and they are reaching older adults in greater numbers. Make sure you stay with me until the very end, because the final scam may shock you the most, and knowing about it could spare you or someone you care about from devastating financial harm. Before we begin, let me know in the comments if you like this video. Type number 1. If you don't, type number 0. And share why. Number 1. Tech support scam. This is one of the most aggressive frauds circulating today, and it is especially aimed at seniors who may not feel entirely confident with computers and digital devices. Scammers know that when technology feels complicated, fear and confusion can be powerful tools for manipulation. Here is how it usually begins. You may receive an unexpected phone call or a sudden pop-up message on your computer screen. The warning might say your computer has been infected with a virus, your online banking account has been breached, or your entire system will shut down if you do not act right away. That immediate sense of urgency is intentional. When panic sets in, people are far more likely to trust the voice on the other end that seems to offer a quick solution. The individual posing as technical support usually speaks in a calm, professional tone. They may even claim to represent a well-known company, such as Microsoft or Apple. To add credibility, step by step, they guide you through what appears to be a legitimate process. Eventually, they ask for permission to remotely access your computer to fix the problem. Once inside, the scammer has free access to everything: your personal emails, stored passwords, banking information, and sensitive files. The damage they can cause from that moment is limitless. In many cases, these fraudsters also charge you for fake repair services. They might request payment through gift cards or wired transfers, methods that are nearly impossible to trace or reverse. What begins as a small service fee can quickly snowball into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. As the scammer invents new problems that must be fixed, consider the story of Leonard, a 79-year-old retiree. While browsing online news one morning, a pop-up flashed across his laptop screen, warning him that his financial accounts were in danger. Alarmed, he dialed the number on the screen. The technician who answered sounded confident and reassuring, and convinced Leonard to install a program that allowed remote access. Within minutes, the scammer was controlling his computer, shuffling files, and pretending to repair the system. Leonard was then told to pay $200 to secure his account. Believing it was both urgent and reasonable, he paid immediately. Only later did he discover far more money had been siphoned from his bank. The important lesson here is not to feel ashamed. These con artists are professionals at deception, and even the most cautious person can be caught off guard. The key is to recognize the warning signs. No real company calls out of the blue to demand immediate action, and legitimate businesses never insist on payment through gift cards or wire transfers. By staying alert and questioning suspicious messages or calls, you do more than protect your finances. You safeguard your identity, your independence, and your peace of mind. Talking openly about these scams can also transform embarrassment into empowerment. Every story shared is a chance to protect someone else. Number 2, Medicare and health insurance scam. This type of fraud has been spreading at an alarming pace, and it is designed to target older adults who depend on their health benefits for security and peace of mind. Scammers know that when it comes to medical coverage, fear can outweigh caution, making seniors particularly vulnerable. Here's how it usually begins. A phone call arrives from someone claiming to represent Medicare, Social Security, or a private insurance provider. The caller often speaks with confidence and authority, using formal language that sounds official. In some cases, they already have pieces of your personal information, like part of your Medicare number, making the call appear legitimate. They then promise new benefits, free medical supplies, or discounted prescriptions. What they really want is access to your sensitive information, which they can later use for fraudulent billing or identity theft. The pitch is carefully designed to sound urgent. They might say you need to verify your Medicare details immediately to keep your coverage active, or that you risk losing your benefits if you don't respond right away. For seniors who rely heavily on Medicare, that sense of urgency can feel terrifying, and it often overrides healthy skepticism. Consider the experience of Helen, an 82-year-old widow. She received a call from a man who said he was with Medicare and told her she qualified for a free blood pressure monitor. All she had to do was confirm her Medicare number and date of birth. Helen, thinking it was a helpful offer, complied. A week later, boxes of unnecessary equipment began to arrive at her doorstep. Shortly after, her Medicare account was billed for thousands of dollars in claims she had never approved. By the time she realized what had happened, the money was gone and the damage was irreversible. Why does this scam work so well? Because many seniors are conditioned to respect authority, especially when it comes to government programs. When someone claims to be from an official agency, it feels natural to trust them. On top of that, older adults often manage multiple medications or chronic conditions, which makes the promise of free or discounted care sound especially appealing. Scammers exploit both trust and need, using persuasive language to lower defenses and push quick action. The truth is, Medicare will never call you out of the blue to demand personal information. They won't pressure you over the phone, and they certainly won't threaten to cancel your coverage if you refuse. If you ever receive such a call, the safest step is to hang up immediately. If you are concerned, use the official number on your Medicare card to verify. Always rely on contact information you already know, not what a stranger provides. If you found this warning helpful, let me know by commenting the number 2 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss important updates that could protect you and your loved ones. Number 3, online shopping and delivery scam. For many older adults, shopping from home has become a lifeline. It saves energy, avoids long trips, and offers the comfort of having items delivered right to your door. But with that convenience comes a growing danger: fraudulent websites, fake ads, and deceptive delivery notices that are designed to steal both your money and your personal details. These scams can appear in many forms. You might stumble upon an advertisement for a product you have been wanting, offered at a price so low it feels irresistible. When you click the link, the website looks legitimate, complete with attractive images, positive reviews, and a checkout page that appears secure. But once the payment is processed, the product never arrives. Averse, the scammers now have your credit card number and billing information, which they can use for additional unauthorized charges. In other cases, the scam arrives through email or text message. The note may claim that your delivery has failed, urging you to click a link to reschedule. That link often leads to a fraudulent site designed to harvest your data or install malicious software on your device. Take the story of Edward, a 73-year-old grandfather He found an online store promoting discounted tools for woodworking, one of his favorite hobbies. The site seemed polished, filled with glowing reviews and photos of high-quality products. Trusting what he saw, Edward placed an order. Weeks later, no package arrived. When he tried contacting customer service, the phone number led nowhere and his emails bounced back. By that point, not only had the scammers taken his money, but they had also attempted additional transactions on his credit card. What makes these scams so powerful is the psychology of expectation. When you are waiting for a delivery, whether it's medication, a gift from family, or something for your home, you are emotionally invested. A message claiming your package is delayed or lost can trigger an immediate reaction. Scammers count on that urgency, pushing you to click without thinking. The lesson here is simple but vital. Online safety is no different from being careful at your front door. You would never hand your wallet to a stranger who shows up unannounced. And in the same way, you should never give your information to a website or message you do not fully trust. By staying cautious and double-checking before you act, you can enjoy the benefits of online shopping without falling into these traps. Number 4, romance and companionship scam. Of all the schemes that target older adults, this one may be the most heartbreaking. It preys not on your bank account first, but on your emotions, the natural human desire for closeness and connection. As we grow older, loneliness can feel heavier, and scammers know how to twist that vulnerability into profit. This scam usually begins with a message on a social media platform, a dating website, or even an innocent-looking email. The person reaching out presents themselves as warm, attentive, and deeply interested in your life. They may claim to share your hobbies, values, or personal history, which makes the bond feel real. At first, the conversations are filled with kind words, patience, and compassion. For many seniors, this feels refreshing, a reminder that someone out there truly cares. But as time passes, trust begins to deepen. And that's when the requests for money quietly appear. Unlike tech support or delivery scams that strike quickly, romance scams are designed to unfold slowly, sometimes over weeks or months. The scammer may explain that they are traveling abroad, working on an important project, or trapped in an emergency far from home. Their stories are crafted to tug at the heart, and because so much time has already been invested in building the relationship, the victim feels compelled to help. Take the story of Martin, a 75-year-old widower. After joining an online group to share his love of classical music, he was approached by a woman claiming to be a retired teacher with similar interests. Their conversations were warm and meaningful, and Martin began to feel less alone. After several weeks, she told him she was stuck overseas with unexpected medical bills and no access to her bank. Out of compassion and believing in the bond they had formed, Martin sent money, but once he did, the requests continued, each one larger and more urgent than the last. By the time he realized the truth, thousands of dollars were gone, and the emotional wound was just as deep as the financial loss. That is the cruelty of this scam. It doesn't just steal money, it robs seniors of their trust, leaving them hesitant to open their hearts again, even to genuine people who care. The shame and embarrassment can be overwhelming, causing many victims to keep silent until the damage is irreversible. So how can you protect yourself? Be cautious. If someone you've never met professes love or deep feelings too quickly, watch for repeated excuses that prevent them from meeting face to face. And most importantly, be skeptical of any request for money, no matter how convincing the story sounds. A true friend or partner will not pressure you financially, especially early in a relationship. Awareness can turn vulnerability into strength. By understanding how romance scams operate, you can enjoy staying socially connected without falling into danger. And by sharing what you learn, you may save someone else from the same trap. If this message resonates with you, please comment the number 4 below. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment to subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss other important insights designed to keep you safe. Number 5. Investment and prize scam. This is one of the oldest frauds in existence, and yet it remains remarkably effective at deceiving older adults. The reason is simple. It feeds on hope, ambition, and the desire to create security for the future. While the disguises may change over time, the underlying trick is always the same: promises of wealth or rewards in exchange for quick action and money up front. Let's begin with the investment side of the scam. It often starts with a phone call, an email, or an eye-catching online advertisement. The message is urgent and persuasive: a can't-miss stock that is about to soar, a piece of property overseas guaranteed to rise in value, or a special bond that outperforms every other option. The pitch is always the same: you must act immediately, or you'll lose the chance of a lifetime. But behind the smooth language lies a con artist. Once they receive your money, the so-called opportunity vanishes, and so do they, leaving you with empty pockets and a heavy heart. The prize version works just as ruthlessly. A letter, text, or phone call arrives, congratulating you on winning a lottery, sweepstakes, or luxury vacation. For a moment, it feels exciting. Who wouldn't want to believe they've won something wonderful? But then comes the catch. Before you can claim your prize, you must pay fees, taxes, or shipping costs. This should always be a red flag. Real lotteries never ask winners to send money up front. But in the thrill of believing your luck has finally arrived, many seniors reach for their checkbook or share their credit card details, only to discover later that the prize never existed. Take the story of Caroline, a 68-year-old grandmother. She enjoyed entering small contests online for fun. One afternoon, she received a call telling her she had won an international sweepstakes worth thousands of dollars. The caller sounded professional, even giving her a badge number and offering to send official documents. All Caroline needed to do was wire $2,500 to cover processing fees and international taxes. Believing her patience had paid off, she complied. The prize, of course, never came. The money was gone. And worse than the financial blow was the emotional one, realizing her optimism and trust had been manipulated. Why are these scams so successful? Because they manipulate two of the strongest human emotions: hope and fear. Hope that a financial breakthrough is finally within reach, and fear that the opportunity will slip away if you don't act immediately. To intensify this, scammers often urge victims to keep quiet, don't tell anyone, or you'll lose the deal. This isolation is deliberate. When you stop to consult with family, friends, or a financial advisor, the scam unravels quickly. The truth is straightforward. Real investments always carry risk, and no one can guarantee extraordinary returns without it. Genuine prizes never require payment before you collect them. If someone pressures you with offers that sound too good to be true, it almost certainly is. The smartest step is to pause, slow down, and verify with someone you trust before sending money. By recognizing these warning signs, you do more than protect your savings. You safeguard your dignity, your peace of mind, and your future. And when you share this knowledge with friends and community groups, you become part of the defense, because awareness is often the strongest shield against fraud. As we come to the close of this video, take a moment to think back on the 5 scams we explored together. From tech support schemes to health insurance tricks, from online shopping fraud to romance deceptions and false investment promises, each one is a reminder of just how creative and relentless scammers can be when targeting older adults. But there is another truth that stands out even more clearly. Knowledge is power. Every piece of information you gain becomes a layer of protection, a shield that guards not only your savings but also your identity and your peace of mind. It's natural to feel uneasy when you realize how widespread these scams have become. But being cautious does not mean living in fear. Instead, it means choosing to live with wisdom, strength, and confidence every time you pause before clicking a link, every time you question a caller who pressures you, or ask a trusted friend for advice before sending money. You prove that you are stronger than the scammer who tried to trick you, and that is something they can never take away from you. Yes, scams will continue to change, but so will your ability to recognize them. With each new warning sign you learn, you become less of a target and more of a protector, not only for yourself, but for your family, friends, and community. Hold on to that truth, because it means you are never powerless. You are prepared, capable, and resilient. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments one thing you learned and how you plan to use it in your daily life. Your thoughts matter to us, and they give us the motivation to keep creating content like this. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an important update.